Alright, so today I'm going to take another look at the Malekko B assmaster pedal, which is a bass pedal, and in my previous video I had played a guitar which was tuned to B standard, so lower tuning, but still a guitar, then running into the simplifier, and it probably didn't give it the best representation of it, and the person that lent it to me also felt like I missed a key feature of it, which is having these two switches offset. And you know, that is a good point and everything, but I should also point out that this person that lent it to me is also the kind of psychopath that would put the fuzzy side of the Velcro on their pedals, which we know we got to put the rough side on the pedals. So just throwing that out there, you know, for him to appreciate the opinion, but also just remember that, you know, which side of Velcro to use. So anyway, the B assmaster pedal, I'm actually using a bass today, so this is going to be my first video that I've done using a bass. This is one I've had for over 20 years. It's my Fender jazz bass, 5-string, just using standard tuning, and I'm not using the simplifier. Again, I'm using an actual bass amp sim through the HX Stomp, so I'm going bass into the HX Stomp, and then I'm using the left effects loop for the B assmaster to be in there. So this is my clean channel, clean sound. So with the pedal on now, adjust it a little. Let's put everything kind of straight up. I'll save some of my thoughts, but this, to me, I think is the better way to use it. I think it sounds much more appropriate on the bass than it did on the guitar. So let's mess around with it some. Now, his main complaint was that I did not have these two switches offset at one point. So let's see what it does. So that's with the S switch to the right. To the left. It's like the fuzz is very similar, but it definitely has a different like tonal quality or character to it. So let's try the other one now. So now let's turn the harm to the right. And with both of them to the right. Alright, so to me, with both of these to the right is probably the weakest of the settings. So, honestly, this one, I like the original one too, or the one with both to the left and then the harm. All pretty usable, but I would say I prefer that combination than both to the left, then that one, and finally the one where they're both to the right. So let's mess around, I guess, with this one here. So if I can mess around with the ass control. So that controls the fuzz volume. Of course, I have the clean, the bass sound, which can cut through. Mess around with it with the harm changed. Now let's leave it there and mess with the sensitivity. Alright, so like I said, I think I like this much better, using a bass and then, of course, running it through bass amps. Let's see, he did send me a few pictures of, like, suggested settings to use. Let's see, this one that the first one that he sent is almost identical to what I have set up right now, just with that. Let's see, the next picture was this. Let's see, then there, here, and here. Cool. And then let's see this. And let's see one final one that he sent. So, like I said, I'm feeling much more inspired by this pedal by just using a bass like it's intended to be used instead of running it just through a low-tuned guitar and then guitar amps. So that can make a huge difference, and I hope that that's shown here. Let me just do one more thing that was kind of on my mind with this. So, another thing that I didn't do that I used to do a lot more in some of these videos was taking the pedal and putting it in front of the amp, or the amplifier, and then putting it in the effects loop and seeing some of the differences there, which I'm able to do that a lot easier with the HX Stomp, since I have it routed this way. I don't have to mess around with it too much. I can just grab that block and drop it between the amp and the cab, which I guess I should point out here. Let's see, I'm using an Ampeg SVT4 Pro, which my actual bass amp is a SVT3, so very close to what I actually use. And then the cab is the combo with the 8x10 and then Supro Ellipse for the second cab on it there. And I'm going to put the effects loop right in between those two, effectively like putting it in the effects loop, after the amp but before the cabinet. So all right. Very interesting. Let's mess around with it some more. So the sound is getting processed by the amp, and then that's getting sent in here, and I'm still getting the clean signal through the bass volume, but it's doing something very interesting that I wasn't expecting with the fuzz, where it's actually, to me, doing a pretty good job of processing the amp sound instead of just the clean bass sound that I'm sending into it there. Makes the clean stand out a lot better and sound better to me too. Very interesting. And just to see, because I can, I don't think it's going to sound the best if I do this, but I'm going to put it after the cab and see what it sounds like. Yeah. I think that's too much processing. I like it like right there. Alright, so this second video I hope is a good follow-up to the first one. So if anything, I hope that I'm demonstrating that bass is probably the true calling for this pedal. And guitar, I mean, you could use it, but you're going to get a sound that to me is not as pleasant as what you get using a bass with this, and then using a bass amp rather than guitar amp as well. And like my friend pointed out, you know, messing with these different switches offset from each other did, I think, make a big difference, because I was just like, oh, this is good. I'm not that big of a fan of that, but even just doing that made a big difference there. So yeah, I want to go ahead and wrap this one up so it doesn't become a super long video. But I'm definitely enjoying just sitting here jamming on it. You know, just letting things rip with it a lot more than I think I was feeling it with the guitar. But also, it's a good example of remembering to take pedals and try them not just in front of the amp, but to put them in the effects loop, and because it could make a huge difference. I was not expecting as much of a difference. Just putting this between the amp and the cab is what I got there. So anyway, let's go ahead and call it for today, and hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll make some more here soon. Thanks.